Fucks. Alright, pimps and players. Today, yet on another one of our video game music analysis videos. Today, we have another game by Valve themselves and another score composed by Mike Morrissey himself. We have Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx is a 2020 virtual reality first-person shooter game released by Valve, set as a prequel of Half-Life 2, the game that was released in 2004. But without further ado, let us get right into the music of this. So, this is the beginning of the game. We start off with some ambience and some drone serving as an underscore of the intro. I have to say, it is extremely effective, and it blends so well with the sound design of the game. Well, here we have the player scaring off the pigeons.
Alyx! Alyx, are we good?
Yep, they got the reactor. Easy peasy. I'm headed back to the safe house right now to meet Dad. Go! We'll be in touch.
Stay safe.
Well, here we see an example of horizontal resequencing from silence into this queue. The cops seems to arrive and there's some sort of thing going on, and it is player triggered as it only plays when the player interacts with the character. Yo, my man, why are you gonna do that to the pigeon? It ain't doing nothing to you, man. I believe the score is on a loop until the player reaches a checkpoint, like here, where you can hear the strings coming in. Bro, what's the deal with the pigeons? Like, just let them live. The player reaches another checkpoint, and we hear a different part of the score again. This is interesting, because as the music is constantly on a loop, it seems to be very similar to a branching score, although I believe that all of those are part of the same score, but it is set to transition into a new section as soon as the player reaches a checkpoint. Oh, to explain what a branching score is. At this point, all of it just underscores to serve the prologue, but it is very effective. It is like a film score triggered by the player. It's like a film score that's triggered by the player as they move into new locations of the game. Well, I have no idea what the player is doing here because I don't play the game, but this is a very cool stinger. The music transitioned from just a faint drone into something more intense as we see the enemy approaches the player. Oh, here, another horizontal resequencing into better music. As the enemy is eliminated, the score seems to transition into an outro, and then, only then, it fades out, back to nothing.
I am. Why are you saying it like that?
No. The Vortigaunt said look to the Northern Star to help his friends, which sounds like Vortigaunt nonsense, but I guess it isn't.
Oh, yeah. That does make more sense. That's some sort of combined substation.
As the player moves to the outside world, the drones and everything seems to be more prominent and seems to be brighter. But it does show how the music changes when the player does move from one location to another.
Hey Russ, name a song.
Flight of the Bumblebee.
Coming right up.
That's it.
That's not it. Well, here you see another horizontal resequencing of battle music again. And yet again, this music slaps.
Company.
Well, in this case, unlike the other one, the music just fades out as soon as the enemy got eliminated.
Thanks.
Hey, I almost forgot. What's your name?
Alex. Alex Vance.
Hey, Alex. I'm Larry. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Larry. A loud orchestral hit plays as you see the monster right in front of what the is that. Yet again, using horizontal resequencing to arrive at that part of the score. I mean, I don't play the game itself, but this could very well be a stinger if you look at it that way. That every time the monster appears, that specific orchestral hit plays. Well, most of the music in this game serves as underscores or some sort of suspense cue, or occasionally there's some battle music, some stealth music, but yeah, I still find it to be pretty effective for what it was trying to do. Despite it being mostly underscores, it's still player triggered. The score will stay on the same place, or it'll be on the loop, or it'll stay silent unless something happens that the player has caused, or the player him, herself, or themselves move into a new location. But in my opinion, I would have preferred more consistency with the battle and the stealth music, because sometimes even when there's battle, there's no music, it's just silence. which is still fine, but then sometimes it does have music which does make it even more interesting and fun. But I really enjoy the silence and the lack of music and using just the ambience of the game when the player is facing the smaller monsters in certain locations. It does make the experience more scary and horrific. And not to mention the sound design, although that's not necessarily part of the assignment. They are splendid. Despite my criticism of the lack of combat music sometimes, but when the combat music does hit, it really makes me want to go Morbius mode. Well, anyway, that is it for Half-Life Alyx. Hope to see you next time.